Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done a longer video, as you know or not. I work full-time and now I'm in graduate school, so my time's a little limited, but I definitely don't want to stop making videos. So anyway, here I am today. I did quite a bit of food prep to get myself ready for the week yesterday, and so I thought I would share that with you guys, just to give you some helpful ideas on how to make, how to be able to put together quick and easy meals later in the week by doing, a couple hours of work on the weekend. So just as a review, I eat plant-based. I try to eat moderate protein. I try to eat healthy starches, and I try to eat on the lower fat side, although I'm definitely not fat-free because most of my protein comes from tofu, which has a little bit of fat in it. But I don't use oil for the most part in my cooking or baking or salad dressings or anything like that. So when I build a meal, I really try to have my plate set up so that it's 50% vegetables, a quarter protein, and a quarter starch. In the morning, I usually don't eat vegetables. I'll usually eat fruit, that kind of thing, but that's in general the way I eat. But I'm definitely mindful of the amount of protein I intake. I know a lot of whole food plant-based people really feel that protein is not much to be concerned about and you'll get it naturally, which is true. But because I weight train 4 to 5 days a week, protein is pretty important to me. And the fact that I'm over 50 years old, I don't want to lose any muscle, especially when I'm trying to lose fat. So it's important to keep your protein, like I said, a little bit on the moderate side. So this week I made steamed up white rice. Sometimes I make brown. I kind of prefer white. And then probably tonight I will also bake up some sweet potatoes. Now we have protein. So one of the things I love to make is a sort of thinly sliced tofu that I marinate in like soy sauce, coconut aminos, garlic, ginger, maybe a tiny bit of maple syrup, and I let that marinate for, I don't know, 15 minutes to an hour depending on the time I have. And then I bake it in the oven on 400 degrees for 15 minutes, flip them, and then bake them another 15 minutes. And I don't know, it turns out really good. It's very like a chewy texture, and I literally like eat it cold for a snack sometimes, or of course heat it up with the rest of my meal. And it's a really delicious way to have your tofu. Another thing that I made was soy curls. And soy curls are a dehydrated soy product. And what you do is, here, I'll show you what it looks like when it's cooked. It ends up looking like chicken and tasting like chicken. It's really weird. But anyway, so you rehydrate them by letting them sit in a bowl covered with really hot water, or what's even better is broth, like a bouillon flavoring. So you let that soak for 10 to 15 minutes. Then you have to like squeeze them out. And then I put these in my wok with kind of the similar things as was in the marinade. So I put it in with soy sauce, coconut aminos, garlic, ginger, that kind of stuff. And then just stir fried them, and we ate them with some rice and vegetables last night. It was really, really good. So the third protein I made for the week is this herb tofu, and this is marinating, but technically it's not cooked yet. And so this tofu I cut up into little chunks, and I toss it with rice vinegar and some coconut aminos, and I put in a lot of fresh herbs like thyme and rosemary and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a different flavor than the other tofu. And what I like to do sometimes is when I have my lunch, I'll have a huge salad, and sometimes I'll just throw this on there without cooking it. And yeah, eating raw tofu, first of all, it's very safe. But secondly, I'm sure if you don't eat tofu, you think that sounds terrible. But it's really, really good. And so sometimes I'll do that. Or if not, then I have this ready where I can just put, a serving into the air fryer and get it all cooked up pretty easily for my lunch or dinner. Then another thing I did was just cut up some carrots and cucumbers, so that I have them ready for when I need a snack in the afternoon. And then I also made this edamame hummus, which I can do a recipe for sometime. It's super simple. You basically just steam some edamame and you blend it in your blender or food processor with all of kind of the same stuff that you would put into a regular hummus, except I don't use oil. And it turns out really good. It's super high protein and it makes a great snack. And then the last thing I made, and I made this morning, is a spelt bread. I've been really into experimenting with spelt flour. It's high in protein and it has a different, it has gluten in it, but I guess it affects people differently, and it's a lot easier to digest than regular wheat bread. So anyway, I've been experimenting with spelt flour, and so I decided to make this little spelt bread with dried cherries in it and a little cinnamon, and I think it turned out pretty good. It was super easy. So the one I made yesterday was actually rosemary garlic, and I brought it to a potluck, and it went really fast. So I decided to make this one with the dried cherries. In addition to all of this food prep, of course, I try to have a lot of fruits. And let's see, these are avocados, some ginger, some little tomatoes left. And then I have a whole other bag of apples. But anyway, just try to have fresh fruit on hand, of course. Hopefully you found this helpful and it gave you some ideas of easy food prep you can do to get yourself set up for eating healthy for the week. Please comment and like and subscribe and do all the things. I appreciate it so much. And thank you so much for being a subscriber. I will see you soon. Bye.